big, bold new ideas. Is it fair to say in an election year here that what you're focusing on more is fixing or tweaking some smaller things rather than pushing forward any major initiatives?
Well, I believe that some of these provisions that we've talked about this morning may not be headline-grabbing types of law or legislation, but they're very important to creating a more favorable climate for business expansion. And they're things that we actually have attempted to do over the last year or two. And so I think they're important, and I think they'll be much more effective in creating jobs and new commerce than a lot of people give them credit for. Certainly, my workers' choice bill, which formerly was known as right to work, would give employees the freedom to decide whether or not they wanted to belong to a union or not. And actually, a lot of statistics show that actually creates more income for workers and creates more economic activity for people throughout the states that have that law in place. It's been a good measure for states that have seen an increase in their manufacturing base, and I feel like that for Missouri to have a solid foundation of industry, we have to make something and we have to produce something. And I don't have to tell anybody that over the last 10 or 15 years we've seen our manufacturing base shrink, and so it's important to regain that and to expand that. So I think it would be very important, even though I respectfully disagree with the Senator.
To follow up, Senator Dempsey, do you plan to bring right to work to a vote in the Senate this year?
Well, that's not in our announced agenda. I know that continues to be an issue that I hear much from Senator Mayer continues to champion, as well as a number of our out-state legislators. It's not in that list of top 5 priorities that we have, and so I'm not certain how the session will unfold. In the House, the policy is very much top-down, how it's delivered, and in the Senate it's very much bottom-up, and members telling leadership what policy is going to look like. So I know that there are other labor ideas, changes to prevailing wage, project labor agreements. There are a number of other issues that I think you're going to see work done in committee and may get floor time.
Senator, you gave it an hour last year. You anticipate giving it a little bit more time this year, or that much?
Actually it was 3 hours, but and I had said to Senator Mayer at the time, when he was ready for it to come back up, to just let me know. We had the congressional redistricting took a great deal of time last year. The discussion of stimulus funds and budget bills took a great deal of time. Extension of unemployment benefits. We won't be spending time on those issues this year, so we'll have more floor time for an array of issues. I just spoke with someone about renewable energy, and so it's I'm going to leave it up to those committee chairmen and the members of those committees to develop policy. Getting back to David's question, I think government has shown, in cases like Solyndra and Mamtech and Wi-Fi sensors up in Kirksville, that government doesn't always do a good job of picking winners and losers. The policies that we're working on are policies that will affect the bottom line of companies large and small across the entire state of Missouri. And I think that's why they're at the top of our list.